The wasteland doesn't care about your hopes, your dreams, or the seasons you cling to. It grinds you down, erases your history, and forces you to become something you never thought you'd be. I learned that lesson the hard way. For years, I led a raider gang, a crew of cutthroats and thieves who survived by taking from those too weak to stop us. Christmas? That was a joke, a relic of a world gone soft. Out here, survival doesn't leave room for traditions or miracles. At least, that's what I believed. Until the night everything changed. It started with a raid, like so many others. A farming settlement, barely holding on, but still worth the trouble. We hit them hard and fast. The settlers fought back, but they didn't stand a chance. We tore through their defenses, stripped their homes of everything useful, and left behind nothing but ash. Cage, my second in command, called it sending a message. I called it another job done. Or so I thought. After the raid, we camped in the ruins of an old diner. While the crew celebrated, I wandered away, restless. That's when I saw it. A tree, or what was left of one. It stood in the corner of a crumbled house, draped with wires and junk, bottle caps, bits of shiny scrap, even a few pre-war ornaments. Beneath it, there were scraps of paper, bundled together and tied with string. Curiosity got the better of me. I picked up one of the notes and unfolded it.
Dear Santa, I know you're busy, but if you can, please help my family. We don't need toys or sweets, just a safe place to live. My mom says we'll be okay if we make it through the winter, but I'm scared. Please keep us safe. That's all I want. Merry Christmas.
The words hit me like a punch to the gut. I don't know why. Maybe it was the kid's shaky handwriting, or the way the letter didn't ask for anything but safety. I shoved it into my pocket, telling myself it didn't matter. But it did. Back at camp, the crew was drinking and laughing, celebrating their spoils. Cage was bragging about the raid, about the fear we'd put into the settlers. I sat by the fire, quiet, the letter burning a hole in my coat pocket. I couldn't stop thinking about that tree, those words. They clawed at something I'd buried a long time ago, a memory of Christmas before the bombs. I could see it so clearly, the warmth of the fire, the glow of lights strung across a tree, the sound of my mother humming an old carol. I'd lost all of that, and I'd told myself I didn't care. But now, I wasn't so sure. That night, when the others were passed out, I made a choice. I gathered supplies, food, water, blankets, enough to help that settlement, at least for a while. Then I slipped out of camp, the letter still tucked in my pocket. The journey back to the settlement was quiet, the only sound the crunch of frost under my boots. When I arrived, the place was silent. Most of the homes were burned out, but the tree was still there, standing defiantly amidst the rubble. I unloaded the supplies beneath it and laid the letter on top. It wasn't much. It wouldn't erase what we'd done, but it was something. When I returned to camp, Cage was waiting for me.
You're soft.
He sneered.
I can see it in your eyes. You think one good deed makes up for everything we've done? You're a fool.
Maybe he was right. Maybe I was soft. But for the first time in years, I didn't care. I don't want to do this anymore, I said. Cage laughed, a harsh, bitter sound.
You think the wasteland cares about what you want? It's kill or be killed out here, that's all there is.
He drew his knife, and I knew it was him or me. The fight was quick, brutal. It always is. When it was over, Cage lay in the dirt, his blood staining the frost. The crew watched in silence, waiting to see what I'd do next. I'm done with raiding, I told them. We've got strength, we've got numbers. We could do more than just take. We could protect. We could rebuild, but it starts with a choice. Your choice. Some of them stayed, some walked away. I didn't blame them. But those who stayed, we started something new. We're not saints, not by a long shot. The wasteland doesn't forgive, and it doesn't forget. But maybe, just maybe, it can learn. And every year, on the coldest night of winter, I return to that settlement. I leave what I can beneath that tree, and I read the letters. They remind me why I chose this path. Because sometimes, hope isn't something you find, it's something you make.